Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your birthday horoscope, Leo. This is your sneak preview for August 2021. It's coming out right at the beginning of July, so please watch your July video, then this one, and you can get kind of an overview for the next couple months. I like to put out these birthday horoscopes a month early as a little treat for the YouTube watchers. So Leo, August is going to be all about you. The new moon is your new moon at 16 degrees of Leo. It's on August the 8th. And the new moon in your sign is like your astrological new year. If you happen to be born on or around August 8th, or you have around 16 degrees of Leo rising, this is signifying really big new beginnings in the year ahead. But all Leo people can capitalize on the new moon in the sign of Leo for your personal goals, not just for the next moon cycle, but for the coming year ahead. So I'm really excited for you for that one. Now, the other thing going on is Mercury in Leo through August the 10th. And so I think you really feel strong as the month begins, and Mercury is the planet of communication, of learning. You might feel very eager to do some things on your own behalf, maybe speak up on your own behalf, perhaps learn something new. You're really highlighted as the month begins. And even after Mercury moves into Virgo August 11th, there's still so much you'll be doing with this month's astrology, I think quite productively. I'd say that money decisions, new actions, or making either business or work connections is a strong theme for August for you, because August 11th, Mercury moves into Virgo, and we're going to have Mars in Virgo all month. We also have Venus in the sign of Virgo through August 14th. That's a lot of emphasis on detail and on getting the job done, let's say. So I think if you've been working steadily at something, you could get recognized for that hard work and feel a payoff in a very tangible, material way. Now, Venus will move into Libra on August the 15th. This is really good for diplomatic communications. So keeping that in mind, if you have needed to talk about something or maybe negotiate something, the days after August 15th are really strong for that. That's also a really good time during the second part of August to connect with your neighbors, maybe have a conversation with a sibling if that's something that you've wanted to do. I'd say romance is also looking really good for Leos this month. You might, if you're single and looking, you might just meet somebody that's in your daily circuit of activities. They've kind of been close by all along. That kind of thing is kind of likely under this astrology for Leos who are already in a partnership. I think Venus in Libra can really help you to have some good connections. Libra's all about balance, you know. And so the other relationship planet is Mars in Virgo. That can be very focused. So focusing in on a goal together could be something that manifest for you. Now on August the 19th, we've got Uranus stationing retrograde at 14 degrees of Taurus. So if you were born on or around August 7th, or you have around 14 degrees Leo rising, maybe you'll feel this. Uranus has been in a square to these Leo people with that August 7th-ish birth date or around 14 degrees. Uranus squaring either your sun or your ascendant is kind of a big deal. Most people I know who have been through this transit are considering some pretty big life changes. Now, what I think will occur with Uranus stationing retrograde. This is setting off a 5-month cycle. Uranus won't be direct until the middle of January next year. It's going to put more of the energy inward. So if you feel that you've been reacting a lot to situations around you, that's one way to make some drastic change. However, I think this Uranus retrograde will help you to inspire your own change for yourself coming within. And you certainly might surprise people with what you come up with. But that's kind of what this time period is about. You're breaking free of some old things and reinventing yourself a little bit. So I'm encouraging that, always with Uranus energy, taking things in smallish steps. The desire can be to change everything overnight. But sometimes that's not a stable way to go. It's better to try to make incremental changes and that you can feel something has changed, so you have that feeling of success, but not to be too drastic during this time period. Now, partnership, I think, will be a focus this month with Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius. That can really affect your relationships with others because Aquarius is opposite Leo in the zodiac. I think some themes for you under this astrology will be growth, reflection. You might be reviewing your relationships in some way because both Saturn and Jupiter are retrograde currently. I think about boundaries when I think about Saturn and relationships. What's a healthy boundary you want to set? Rules, some Leo people don't like rules, but when we get to make our own rules, that can be quite fun. That's when the Leo is the king or the queen in charge of their own life. That's what we're looking for, strengthening yourself, and then your relationships can strengthen as a result. Now, at the end of the month, August 22nd, we get a 29-degree Aquarius full moon. And this one's interesting because it's also close to that Jupiter in Aquarius. So I think this is a big one for Leo people, especially if your birthday is August 22nd or you have around 29 degrees of Leo rising. You'll really feel this the most. But for all Leo people, I think this full moon will feel clarifying. It might be challenging at times if you see something that you hadn't wanted to look at. Sometimes the full moon illuminates that, but it can also imply things coming to fruition. So if you've had some shared goals, not just romantic partner goals, maybe you've been sharing a goal with a friend or someone in business, you can see that come to fruition a lot of times. And I think there's also a lot of magnetism available when the full moon is opposite your sun sign, kind of lighting you up. If you remember in July, we had an early Aquarius full moon at 1 degree. So the early Leo people maybe felt that one more. The late Leo people might feel this August 22nd full moon a bit more. But I think you can make the most of it. And I hope that you have a wonderful birthday month, or if you're a July birthday baby, happy birthday, celebrating all the Leos out there. Be safe and be well, and I will see you here next month with your horoscope.